actually wanted to make this video, this quick short video, basically why I want to start YouTube. I feel like my excitement for this endeavor, for this craft is actually pretty high right now, and I'm not really just acting on impulsive behavior like I most of the time did back in the past, back in like 2019. But this time I genuinely want to record videos and actually put them online. I've been recording videos for the past 2-3 years, but I've never actually took the time to genuinely edit them and post them online on YouTube because I was afraid. One thing was actually stopping me, and it was the fear of being seen, the fear of judgment, the fear of other people's opinions, the fear of what other people might think of me, because I might not be the person that they think that I am. Because at the end of the day, you're just a version. Like, you are not really who you think you are. You're not your thoughts. And I know I'm getting into spirituality right now, but you're not your thoughts. And people who think that they know you really don't know you, because you're a different person, kind of like for everybody that you meet. You're a different person for your friends, different person for your family, different person for your colleagues, different person for whatever. You're not always the same person. You always change based on the circumstances, based on the person that you're about to meet. But that is, of course, a topic for another video. The reason why I wanted to make this video is basically to state that I'm no longer afraid of just making YouTube videos. I'm no longer afraid to put myself out there. I feel like my excitement, this passion that I have for recording videos, actually scripting videos, editing videos, recording videos, exceeds all of these limiting beliefs that I have about I'm not good enough, I'm not made for this shit, this is not gonna happen, you're going to fail, and all of these voices in my head that say these shit things to me. I feel like at the end of the day, we're living in 2025 and basically living in the middle of the digital age where basically everybody's just recording videos, everybody's getting content. I feel like just Instagram, if you're going on Instagram, everybody's an influencer these days. And I'm not willing to basically suffer and sit back at the back end of the class, just observe. I've done that for 5 years now. I started my self-improvement journey back in 2020, back when I was just 16. I just turned 16, I'm 21 now. And I've grown a lot since then, of course. But I've always actually taken the backseat, like always been an observer of looking at things, but never reacting. And of course, I feel like that's a very good and virtuous way to live. But at the end of the day, you also need to take some action. You cannot just think about it. You cannot just only attract it, because the language of the physical reality itself is physical action. You cannot just imagine things. Meditation may help, imagination may help, but at the end of the day, what is going to count is your action that you're going to take. That's it. If you can take action, bold action, no matter what happens, because at the end of the day, the future does not exist. If you just can take action and you do that, then like, what are you worrying about? Even if it does not go the way you want it to go, so what? At the end of the day, I live by this philosophy of life where I basically think that nothing actually matters in life. Like, life in itself is meaningless. And of course, this is a very nihilistic point of view to look at it, but if you just change your perspective and realize that life is meaningless, you can then put your own meaning to life itself. You then can start to color life the way you want to color it. You can actually look at situations the way you want to look at it. Of course, from an objective point of view, there are situations that are just wrong, you can say, even though everything in reality is just subjective. It doesn't really matter. It's just based on your own opinion. But at the end of the day, some things you can say, of course, like are wrong. But at the end of the day, also, the way you look at those situations, the way you change your perspectives about those situations matter a lot. Because when you change your perspective, when you change your idea about the situation, when you just look at the situation from a different angle, and you see it for what it is, and you give the meaning preferred that you actually want to give it, and you give it a positive meaning, because at the end of the day, why would you give it a negative meaning? Because you only get a negative effect out of it when you give it a negative meaning. If you just give it a positive meaning and stay in this positive state of being, who cares what happens? At the end of the day, I feel like circumstances do not matter, only your state of being does. If you just stay in a positive state, even though that sounds ridiculous, that sounds hard, that sounds, of course, in our modern day of lives, it's not really something, that's not easy thing to do. Like, staying in this positive state, what are you talking about? Like, I have to stay in this positive state? Yes, because what good does negativity do? If you just stay in a negative state, it doesn't do any good. It just lets you be stuck into your old patterns of behavior, and you just fall back into this loop of thought that just cannot leave you alone. Why not choose the light? At the end of the day, you've been given a choice by free will. You can choose whatever you want. This entire universe is divided by the law of polarity, of good and bad, yin and yang, whatever. Everything has its own polar opposite. And through your free will, you have been given a choice by the Most High, universe, God, whatever you want to call it, to choose what you want to basically feel. Are you going to choose the positive side, or are you going to choose the negative side? At the end of the day, those two choices is actually what matters. That's it. But I feel like my passion for creating these type of videos is very high right now. And this is, once again, not based on some impulsive behavior that I'm doing right now, basically impulsive choice making. I've been thinking about this for the past 2-3 years. I've been recording hundreds of videos for the past 2-3 years, but I've never actually posted a lot of them. If you actually look at my channel, I have 4 videos, and one video is basically just me working out in my house, nothing that important. The 3 other videos are just like basically me talking. Actually, the other last video that I made is not also talking. Like 2 videos, I posted 2 videos out of the hundreds of videos that I've made. One thing always stopped me, and that was fear. But I'm not gonna let it stop me again. I don't care if I get 1 view, 10 views, million views. I don't care. I'm I'm doing this because I like it. And of course, hopefully my entire goal with this YouTube channel is so that somebody can watch me and actually be inspired to also be who they want to be. Like inspired to choose a positive state of being instead of delving deep into old patterns of behavior and just always choosing the negative side, because at the end of the day, the negative side is not going to do any shit for you. Hopefully I might inspire a person in the future. If he or she, of course, can become more of him or herself, that would be great. My purpose is then, sir, I'm not letting this fear get me again. At the end of the day, nothing matters. Life in itself is meaningless. You are the one that gives life meaning. I just finished a running session. I ran 8.7 kilometers in 45 minutes and 45 seconds. Pretty decent. That's like 5.16 minutes per kilometer, so it's pretty nice. But I'm tired, man. Every single time, bro, I just start running. It's not about the physical. It's always fucking this mental shit that I have to overcome. It's this hindrance in mentality that I have to overcome, because at the end of the day, your mind gives up way before your body does. Your body can just run. Like, of course, at certain points, of course, you have your biological limits. At a certain point in time, you're just gonna collapse, you can say. Like, your body cannot take it anymore. But that's gonna happen later. Like, it's not gonna happen first. It's gonna happen after your mind has already given up. And it's always this fucking mentality, man, of running. Like, I want to run 10 kilometers in less than 50 minutes, but it's pretty a decent accomplishment for me. Basically comes down to more training, man. Today is Wednesday, so it's actually supposed to be a rest day, but I just did not want to rest in my house. It's a pretty good day, pretty good weather, so I wanted to actually go outside and see what I'm capable of. I had a full shift of 9 to 6. Pretty hectic work day, but I made it. Then I went quickly home with my car, of course. Did not eat anything, just drank 1 cup of coffee and then just began running. Fucking decent.